I'm very privileged to be able to talk in the studio with Carl Gallups.
But we're going to talk about this now with Carl Gallups.
Good afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us here. Joining me now is Carl Gallups.
We've asked Carl Gallups to come on the show because in the news this past week,
from coast to coast and around the world. On television and radio, Carl is in demand, but you have him to yourself. Every Friday, Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, 1330 WEBY, the Oval Office of Gulf Coast Talk Radio.
All right, welcome back, Gulf Coast. Welcome back, America. And I'm so glad that you're with me. And yeah, you do have me all to yourself every Friday afternoon for 2 solid hours. And I get you to myself, and we have a good time together. And I love what I do, and I hope that you enjoy listening as well. If you want to be a part of the show, 623-1330, area code 850. We're going to go straight to the phone lines because Michael Shoesmith is with us. And if you want to call and talk to Mike, if you want to call and talk to me and Mike about the stuff we're going to be talking about, go ahead and do that. Mallory will get you through 850-623-1330. Mike Shoesmith coming to us from the frozen tundra right outside of Detroit, Michigan, over in Toronto, across the border. What's going on with the big snowstorm up there, man?
Hey, a lot of snow here, and I'm near Toronto right now. We're getting slammed with the snow here. Not quite as bad as Massachusetts. I just learned about an hour ago that Massachusetts has officially closed all roads.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well,
they're getting.
You know, Mike, I saw that, and I'm going to let you. I want to let you, talk. But I'm telling you, I'm a little ticked, or the southern term down here is chapped. I'm a little chapped about the governor up there basically declaring martial law, ordering all people off the streets under penalty of 1 year in jail. And or a $500 fine. I mean, why not just issue the warnings and say, look, if you cause a roadblock, if you cause an injury, then you're subject to tickets and or criminal charges. So we're advising you to stay off the roads, but don't come out with the heavy hand of liberalism and say we're declaring executive order, martial law. We'll throw you in jail if you leave your house tonight. We'll let you know when you can get out on the roads. I'm chapped off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That is the nanny state run amok. I get into a lot of trouble for coming out and blaming liberalism for many of the woes in society. Like saying that Christopher Hitchens committed suicide by liberalism.
Yeah.
Or Whitney Houston committed suicide by liberalism.
Yes, she
People
did.
think I'm out of my mind for blaming a political philosophy on people's deaths.
Yeah, well, you are out of your mind because you're conservative, but you also happen to be correct. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, that's why I want to take this first segment and give people a brief education, a brief primer on liberalism.
Please do.
What is it? What does the dictionary say about it? Now, we're not going to go to Wikipedia or Rational Wiki or any place like that. We'll just go straight to the dictionary. What does the dictionary say liberalism is? Now, we're going to stretch the intelligence of the audience here today. This is the definition of liberalism per the dictionary, and it's a common dictionary. Anybody can access it. It's found at dictionary.com. And here's the dictionary definition for liberalism: a political or social philosophy advocating the freedom of the individual, parliamentary systems of government, non-violent modification of political, social, or economic institutions. So you see it covers everything there.
Right.
It's not limited to the political realm. It's in every realm of life. And it goes on to say, to assure, now here's the crux of the argument here. Pay close attention to the next few words here. Unrestricted development in all spheres of human endeavor.
Yeah, unrestricted.
Let me say that again.
Mm-hmm.
Unrestricted development in all spheres. Now, if I was in church, I'd say, repeat after me, church, all spheres.
Right, all spheres. Well, so the word unrestricted means lawlessness, anarchy.
No restriction.
No restrictions.
No restriction.
None.
As soon as you implement any restriction, you are jettisoning liberalism.
Yep.
As a philosophy, not just a political philosophy, but social and economic philosophy as well.
Right.
Now let's say this again. I got to hammer this home here. It is the unrestricted development in all spheres of human endeavor.
Right.
If I was in a room full of people, we'd all say it together. Unrestricted development
That's right.
in all spheres of human endeavor.
And it's It's not lightly restricted. It's not moderately restricted. It's
Right.
unrestricted. Now, folks, that's the word you got to hear. Unrestricted. No laws, no rules, no regulations in everything. No restrictions. All right, go ahead, Mike.
So I published an article yesterday. Woman sentenced to 30 days in prison. Now, I'm going to give you the rest of the headline in a second because now that we are armed with the real definition for liberalism,
Right.
I'm going to give you guys the story here. This is from Yahoo News. Never mess with people who have the power to make your life miserable. That includes DMV employees, waiters, and baggage handlers, and judges, especially them. A Miami woman, this is down in your neck of the woods, facing drug charges. She made her situation much worse when she laughed at and then flipped off the man with the gavel. So what's she doing there? She's ignoring the restrictions of the area. She's saying, I don't have to abide by the rules of conduct for court. I can just do whatever I want. That's liberalism, right?
That's right.
So the judge says, look, this is not a joke, and we're not in a club right now. The judge said, we're not in a club. Please be serious here. And the woman says, I'm serious about it. You just made me laugh. You made me laugh. I apologize. So she's trying to get out of it. And then the judge says, what is that jewelry worth on your hand? And they're having a discussion about what she should pay for bail, right?
Right.
So they're trying to do some means testing here on the spot, essentially. So the judge then sets her bond at $5,000 and says goodbye. And the woman says adios and chuckles. That's strike two, apparently.
Right.
The judge summoned her back and raised the bond to $10,000.
Right.
Eliciting gasps from those in the courtroom, probably some fellow liberals.
Yeah.
And then the woman asked the judge if he was serious. Now, she's being completely disrespectful to the judge here.
Right.
She doesn't want any restrictions placed on her. She's being a liberal.
Right. She's just doing what liberals are told they're supposed to do.
Doing what liberals they're supposed to be able to have unfettered activity in all realms and all spheres of human endeavor, right?
That's right.
But it's not over here. The Soto, he wasn't done, or rather the woman, she wasn't done. Instead of leaving the courtroom, she flipped off the judge and said, F you. Did I say F you on the radio? I just did.
Yeah, well, just once. Don't do it anymore. But yeah, we got it. No, we got it. Yeah.
And that was strike three. Soto was again called back, and then what? She was sentenced to 30 days in jail, Carl.
Yeah.
Now, let's go back to the headline of the article. I posted this article as this headline. Woman sentenced to 30 days in prison for being a liberal.
For being a liberal. That's right. That's a brilliant headline. That's a brilliant headline.
Well, it's true, isn't it? Listen, folks, liberalism is just the modern vernacular for iniquity. That's all it is. It is, I want to do my own thing, and it, I'm in the transportation industry, so I like to use the example of driving. If you get a driver's license and head out onto the street, as soon as you obey the speed limit, you are jettisoning liberalism and embracing conservatism because you want to conserve your driving privileges.
Right.
But as soon as you come to the first stop sign, if you even slow down for 1 second, you have again jettisoned liberalism and embraced conservatism. It's like Margaret Thatcher said, the facts of life are conservative.
They are. That's right.
Liberalism will destroy you every time.
Right. And you know what, Mike? As you're saying all of that, I'm thinking that liberalism is absolutely antithetical to a biblical worldview, because a biblical worldview does necessarily have constraints. It does necessarily have boundaries. The heart and the mind of God in a person's life for our good. But a liberal would say, I want unfettered existence. I don't want any boundaries at all. I want no one telling me what to do, especially God, if there is one, is what the liberal would say. Am I right?
And that is the crux of the matter. That is the essence of the debate between liberalism and conservatism. It's not bigotry if somebody else has to pay for it. I'm against the homosexual lifestyle, and in Canada it is embraced fully. That's because there's enough oil in the ground and out off the coast of Newfoundland to pay for it.
Right. As
soon as there's no money, the homosexual lifestyle will be rejected. As soon as there's no money to pay for it, I have to pay for it.
Right.
People are suffering financially because of the liberal lifestyles that are being uninhibited in the Toronto area, where that's where all of these liberals go to get their free medicine and their free needles.
Right.
I mean, it's not bigotry to say I'm against the homosexual lifestyle and you should be too. If I'm paying for it,
right?
That's not bigotry. That's just essentially saying if I don't have to pay for it, if my family doesn't suffer from this, then do what you want.
Right.
But as it is, men having sex with men is responsible for 2/3 of all new AIDS cases in North America, folks.
That's exactly right.
Society is suffering from liberalism,
Yep.
and it's time to ratchet up this debate.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much. You've brilliantly stated it once again, Mike. Listen, we're going to take a quick time out, and when we come back, we'll have more of Mike Shoesmith. Hey, if you want to weigh in on anything he said thus far, or if you want to be a part of the show as we continue on, feel free, 623-1330, area code 850, or as many of you do, just get a cup of coffee or a Coca-Cola or a glass of tea or something and sit back and listen, because you have tuned in to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups.